What's up, everybody? Trey here. I've been a little sick lately, throwing up slugs from another dimension, but that's not going to stop me from bringing a brand new Just One Cent all about Season 2 of Stranger Things. Cue the intro. That's right, today's Just One Cent is all about Season 2 of Stranger Things. But before we get to that, you can get yourself a Stranger Things inspired t-shirt just like the one I'm wearing right now over at rippedapparel.com. Ripped Apparel has all kinds of crazy awesome t-shirts with mix-up of different fandoms, all your favorites. You can go over to rippedapparel.com, check out their Upside Down collection, which is Stranger Things inspired t-shirts. Grab yourself one, use promo code WHATIF in the checkout. You save 10%, we get 5%, it is a win-win. Also, before we get into the review, we here at the Imaginary Friends have a very special place in our heart for olanrogers. And while Olan doesn't need the advertisement, we want to encourage you to go over to his website and get his Stranger Things inspired t-shirt, Catter Things. It's a cat and Stranger Things mashup, and it's only available for a limited amount of time, so go over and grab one of those. Olan Rogers is very important to us. He is the reason that Joel got started making videos in the first place. So please go over and support him and get yourself that t-shirt. Stranger Things is a worldwide phenomenon right now. It is one of the biggest TV shows on any platform, whether it be Netflix, Hulu, satellite, DirecTV, whatever. It's huge right now, and Season 2 dropped on October 27th. I got to sit down on the 28th, this past Saturday, and binge watch the entire season. Now, I promise you, I'm going to keep this as spoiler-free as I can. So if you haven't watched the show yet, which a lot of people don't have time to do, this is a safe review. And if you guys want, I would love to do a spoiler-filled review. I got some feelings. Now, the first thing I want to point out in this review is that Season 2 happens almost an entire year after the events of Season 1. All of our favorite characters have really grown and matured in a lot of different ways since then. Most noticeably is Will Byers, who in Season 1 spent almost the entire season in the Upside Down. In Season 2, we see how Will is coping with everything that happened in the Upside Down. While both Season 1 and Season 2 revolve around Will and his connection to the Upside Down, in Season 1 he spent most of it in the Upside Down, and in Season 2 he is front row, dead center in the entire show. The other character who's really changed a lot from Season 1 is Mike. Mike is the leader of the Losers Club, let's call them, and in this season, he's much more distant. He's not so much in the forefront. He's kind of a secondary character almost in Season 2. I think it's mostly because Finn Wolfhard was too busy filming It most of this year, but regardless, he's a lot more moody than Season 1 because he misses Eleven, who we'll get to in just a little bit. This season, Dustin and Lucas, the other two guys from the Losers Club, they really get a lot of screen time in Season 2 because in Season 1, they were in the mix, but we didn't really get to know much about their backstories or their families, and in Season 2, it changes that. Nancy and Steve are back in Season 2, although all I'll say about them is that there's trouble in paradise. Jonathan is back. Joyce, of course, is back, and this time we get to see Joyce be happy and enjoy spending a little bit of time with her family, as opposed to the lights, Will's in the lights, blah, blah, blah. And then a lot of the NPCs, we could call them, from around the town are back, including the deputies at the sheriff's office, the librarian that Hopper hit on in Season 1, Mr. Clark is back, although he's not really as integral. And then we also get some new faces, including Max and Billy, the two new faces that we see the most of in Season 2. Max and Billy are step-siblings, and Max is kind of thrown into the mix with the Losers Club, whereas Billy becomes a rival to Steve Harrington, and it is so fun to watch them interact with one another. Joe Keery and Dacre Montgomery, I think I'm saying his name right. Sounds like a rich British dude who likes to hunt people in Africa. Billy and Steve have a really awesome rivalry in this season, and it's so much fun to watch. Of course, the two biggest names that returns in Season 2 are Eleven and Hopper. And again, I'm trying to keep the spoiler free, but if you paid attention to the end of Season 1, you kind of got an indication that Eleven would be back for Season 2. All I really want to say about it is that Eleven and Hopper grow closer together. If you paid attention from Season 1 and Hopper's backstory, you'll kind of get the feeling like I do that in Season 2 he's projecting on Eleven. And Eleven this season finds out more about herself as a person instead of an experiment. And the most spoilery thing I'll say in this review is that 11 in this season finds out her real name. I won't share the name, so don't worry. I'll keep that a secret for you to discover on your own. Overall, on a scale of 1 to 10, this season gets an 8.9 for me. It's not quite as good as season 1, but it is still epic. But some of it leaves me confused. The biggest hiccup for me this season is episode 7. Last season we got 8 episodes, and this season we get 9. But episode 7 for me feels out of place, and I'll let you decide for yourself if you agree or disagree. The episode is entitled The Lost Sister. There's also another thing that gets me riled up about this season, and that's another new character that we meet, who's played by Sean Astin, whose name is Bob. I won't talk too much about Bob in this review, but get ready for the spoiler review, because I got some feelings about Bob. You done messed up, duffers? Now, there is one other thing I want to talk about in this review, and that is how Stranger Things uses Dungeons & Dragons in the show. In season 1, the show starts out with the Losers Club playing D&D in Mike's basement, and in season 2, they take the Dungeons & Dragons up to a 10. There are constant D&D references being made all throughout the show, including classes and monsters. The show goes so far with Dungeons & Dragons that close to when the climax is being resolved, they actually have to pull out the D&D monster manual in order to how to defeat this season's big bad, and I loved it. Dungeons & Dragons has become very important to us at Imaginary Friends. A lot of us in the Imaginary Friends are in a group where we play D&D every 2 weeks, and so to see Dungeons & Dragons being brought into a new light, it's just so encouraging, because for so long there's been a stigma about it, and now D&D is actually becoming more mainstream. Overall, season 2 is great. The chemistry between this cast is so awesome to see, and you can tell that they genuinely enjoy being around each other. Finn and Millie and Caleb and Gatton and Noah, they're such a close, tight-knit group. You almost always see them together when it comes to press interviews and going on late-night talk shows. It's so fun to watch them on screen, and I'm so excited to see where their career goes. Because if Stranger Things is any indication to how awesome they are as actors, it's only going to get better from here. But that's all I'll say for this review. Tell me your thoughts about Season 2 of Stranger Things. Was it better than Season 1? Do you think they should have done some things differently? How do you like how they handled Barb in Season 2? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, until next time, keep that imagination alive.